Hi again, it's Mariana. Uh, Today I would like to talk about what I consider to be the most amazing experience that I've ever had in my whole life. And that experience for me is the spiritual awakening that I had in 2018. Now, basically, I don't call it so much spiritual awakening. I call it mostly like a spiritual remembering or reminding. And that's because I was always spiritual. But in 2018, uh, what I'm going to talk to you about that happened uh, basically was like a reminder. Okay, what is spiritual awakening? During my spiritual awakening, my third eye chakra and my heart chakra, they started opening very much so. And I had this great experience with both of these openings. Now, what happened was with the third eye is responsible for listening to our intuition more. And also, it can be responsible when you open it that you start seeing spirits. Now, that was interesting. The fact that I started seeing spirits was very interesting. Me personally, I always loved the occult and anything to do with spirits. Since I was a kid, I felt spirits around me. I knew they were there, but that was it. I didn't search it more, but I just knew. So I wasn't exactly surprised when this happened, and it was very beautiful for me. It was great for me. And coupled with my heart chakra opening, I wasn't scared. But it's okay. Of course, you can be scared. It's totally normal. But since this happened, I wasn't scared. Okay. And okay, we're talking about a person that has seen horrors and thrillers. And I'm not exactly the person that I wouldn't be scared of spirits. But to that point, I wasn't scared. And when my third eye opened like this, I started watching spirits, and also I had the beautiful experience of, let's say, communicating with one. I will talk about it more in another video of mine, but I want mostly to stick out the fact that I started feeling like my intuition that I already had there started becoming even wider, and I started listening more to it since then, which is great. And with the heart chakra opening, I started feeling this unconditional love for everything and everyone for the first time in my life, which for me it goes very much beyond ego, because let's face it, with our egos we cannot really love that unconditionally. There's always terms and conditions when we love ourselves, even not just another person. Okay, but I did feel this kind of love, and that was, for me, that was the greatest and most amazing thing that happened in my life, because it was coupled with the fact that for the first time also in my life I wasn't afraid of anything. And now when this happened, when this heart chakra opening happened, I felt like I was really in tune with my soul. And the fact that I am talking about reminding and not spiritual awakening is because I was already spiritual since I was a kid. But now it was a time that I started saying basically to myself that from now on, I will start really listening mostly to my intuition and my soul instead of my logic and my fears. Because it was for a very long time that I let my fears speak for me. It was a very long time, that many years, that I was not operating solely to what I already knew inside me that was right, which was my soul speaking to me. And many times I suppressed what my soul was telling me because I was too scared to allow it to basically speak for me, and I was very scared to follow what it said. So in 2016, I started psychotherapy in order to start dealing with my fears and dealing with my traumas. And when I started doing this, also writing helped me with this, then in 2018, I felt my soul telling me I am ready for this, meaning the spiritual reminding. And that's what everything happens, because I strongly believe that it would never have this kind of opening if I hadn't done any kind of work before with myself. Because when I was in my 20s, I already wrote down what my purpose was, what my soul purpose was, but I also wrote down that I really need to start working with myself and do something about my fears and my traumas before I follow my soul purpose. Because you see, spiritual awakening also comes with understanding what your soul purpose is, what you came here mostly to do as a soul. So when you have this spiritual awakening and you understand what your soul purpose is, you see that it is something that is coming from your soul and not from your ego. That's why usually our soul purpose is mostly to serve other people in some kind of way. I will also talk about this in another video, by the way, about our soul purposes. Now, what I want to stress out the most, because I really needed and I wanted to make a video about this, is this heart chakra opening, which is the most amazing thing. Because, guys, you see, we live in a society that is very fear-based on. We learn since we are kids that we must basically be afraid. We must reach this kind of security by being afraid, and it's a paradox. We cannot learn anything that has to do with our actions without listening mostly to our heart and intuition instead of our logic, because the mind always analyzes too much, and when we analyze too much, nothing happens in the end. We get more confused, we can get to be more afraid, and it doesn't help really. So there comes intuition that, yes, it is right. Most of the time, not say all the time, it is right. Because when you hear your soul, when you start listening to your soul, and you start deciding based on your intuition, you see that your life starts to change, because you feel this inner security. You know that you can be always sure that everything will be fine in the end, because you start being in alignment with your soul and you start being in the flow, as we say. So you do understand that you can trust it. You do understand that you can trust it. Now, along with our soul, what I also experienced when I started seeing spirits is that I saw these luminous things, that they were somehow in a human form, and I realized that those beings are our spirit guides. I start reading about our spirit guides. We do have spirit guides and angels who help us along the way, and angels protect us. Spirit guides are mostly mentors. They are advisors. They are these advisors that help us when we ask questions. So we can mostly listen to our intuition, but our spirit guides also help us. Now, I will also talk about spirit guides in another video. What I want to say mostly about my spiritual awakening is that it is an amazing experience that I will always remember in my whole life. I've had synchronicities that I will talk about in another video, my contact with spirit guides and spirits, my heart feeling like I can really be this unconditional love, and also understanding that from now on I cannot bullshit myself mostly anymore, and I have to follow what my heart and my intuition already says without trying to back down because of fears. Because you see, when you try to follow your soul purpose that comes with spiritual awakening, there are always fears and blockages right there. But the reason they are there are not to stop you. They are there only in order for you to start working with them, start healing yourself. That's the point. And when you start doing this, healing and listening to your intuition mostly, and following your soul's purpose, that's the most amazing thing. Because that's what we are missing. We think that we are missing something. We go about everyday lives and we are searching for this void to be fulfilled through, I don't know, anything from addictions to relationships to jobs to goals. And we always want more and more because we are never satisfied. But what we don't realize is that you can never fulfill this void. You can never have like this kind of inner satisfaction if you do not follow your soul, because that's what's missing. Because we learn since we are kids that we have to follow our minds, not our ego. So yes, this is what I wanted to say about my spiritual reminding, and we will talk again. Bye. See you guys.